And where do we find the equilibrium? Anyone answer? Where? Okay, it is that level of employment where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. Okay, that we know. Now, when we think about the practical applicability of this concept, then we come to our economy, how it happens in the economy. And there is a question, what is full employment? What is full employment? Anybody first?
Where rate of unemployment, where natural rate of unemployment doesn't occur.
Yeah, that is also correct. थोड़ा modified way में, in a very simple way means, how can you say there is a full employment today?
Practically सोच के बताओ ना, full employment कब होगा?
Jobs.
Yes, very good. When each and every factor of production is involved in a work, means the demand for labor and supply for labor are equal to each other. Or we can also say when those who are willing to work, they are getting the work at the existing wage rate. That is the situation of full employment. Means, and the aim of every economy is to achieve full employment. And more important thing is that whatever equilibrium level, if it occurs at full employment level, then only we can say economy is in full equilibrium. Means people living in the economy, everybody is enjoying good income, everybody is having employment, and there is no problem of involuntary and voluntary unemployment in the economy. Follow? So that is the concept of full employment. Means it is a situation where people who are ready to work at the existing wage rate are able to get the work. That is the concept of full employment level. Okay? So the aim of getting equilibrium, which means aggregate demand equal to aggregate supply, should be they should be equal to each other at full employment level. But it hardly happens so. Means this AD equal to AS, which is the condition of equilibrium level, is hardly met on the full employment level. See in this diagram, now this OF is our full employment level. Now just particularly pay attention, yesterday when we have studied, we studied that our aggregate supply curve we had like this, okay, which is proportionately increasing with income. Now, when we are talking about the concept of full employment level, what is happening? Your aggregate supply or the total level of output or the flow of goods and services, it will go on increasing till full employment level. But once the full employment level is reached, your aggregate supply cannot be increased, and that's why it becomes straight line parallel to y-axis. Is this clear? So this is a new concept, this is a Keynesian concept that you can go on increasing your output till full employment level is reached. Once that full employment level reaches, your output becomes fixed, and that's why your supply curve comes off like this. Is this concept clear? Followed? See supply curve क्यों हमारा ऐसा है? जब तक हम full employment level तक नहीं पहुँचते हैं, हम अपने output को income के साथ बढ़ाते जाते हैं, बढ़ता जाता है. Okay? जैसे ही हम full employment level पे पहुँचते हैं, now we cannot increase output because we are fully employed, all the resources are being employed. Now how will you produce more? Is it possible? No. That's why your employment gets fixed and it becomes parallel to y-axis. Now, if your AD is equal to, supposingly this is your aggregate demand curve, ADF. If this aggregate, this becomes your supply curve, AS is your supply curve, all of you can see. Now, if this AD curve, ADF curve, it passes through this at point E. Means if the equilibrium is at E, then what is happening? This is called perfect equilibrium level of income, employment and output. Because full employment is also reached, and at the same point the AD is equal to AS. Have you followed this situation? That's what I was saying, that if AD is equal to AS is obtained at full employment level, then we say that economy is in the perfect equilibrium. But this hardly happens in practice. Sometimes we find that this equilibrium is not meeting, we are not getting the equilibrium at point D, we get it at E1. Means your AD and AS are meeting at the level of output before before full employment. Are you getting it? मतलब आपके AD और AS को कहाँ मिलना चाहिए? E2. लेकिन इकोनॉमी में what happens? They meet before full. मतलब अभी आपकी इकोनॉमी में बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज हैं जो fully employed नहीं है और AD और AS आपस में बराबर हो गए. If there is an equilibrium between AD and AS, then a situation is created at full employment level. Full employment level में एक situation create हो जाती है. And what do we find at full employment level? This is your AS curve, this is your AD curve. This is AD, and from here to here it is AS. So your AS is exceeding your AD. Means your aggregate demand falls short of equilibrium, falls short of full employment level, and this creates a situation of a deficit. Which demand? Deficit demand. So deficient demand is a situation where aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply at full employment level. It is not anywhere. जब whenever these two are meeting, जब AD और AS meet कर जा रहे हैं, तो हम सबसे पहले जज करते हैं कि full employment level पर कैसी situation create हो रही है. हम देख रहे हैं कि AD और AS तो पहले ही मिल गया, तो full employment level में दोनों में तालमेल नहीं हो रहा है. और तालमेल नहीं हो रहा तो किस तरह की सिचुएशन क्रिएट हो रही है? AD is less than AS, means aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. Or whenever this situation occurs in an economy at full employment level, then that situation is known as the situation of excess demand. Is that clear? So excess demand is a situation where aggregate demand falls short of aggregate supply at full employment level. Any confusion here? So if you remember this simple definition. Now what are the situations? Means your actual meeting should be at E. But due to certain reasons in the economy, your AD and AS meet at point E1, which is a level less than full employment level. Now there is a capacity that you can increase your employment. Okay? But aggregate demand कम होना. AD is less than AS. This is the situation of deficit demand. AD is less than AS. Means goods and services are available in the economy, but people are not demanding it. There may be many reasons. They may not have money, there may be less of. Now what will happen in this case? Since people are not demanding, what will the producers do? Will they go on producing? No, they will stop production. Okay? And since the demand is, they will try to attract people by reducing the prices. Definitely, कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इसको खरीदें, तो automatically what is the consequence? The production is less in this period. Production comes down because nobody is demanding. So why will producer produce? You are getting the point? So production comes down, and prices also comes down, and your economy is caught in the low level equilibrium trap. Because the income is low, there is low demand. Because there is low demand, the income is low. So this trap, this economy is caught in this trap, and these are the consequences of excess demand. Followed? So what we are going to concentrate on? First thing is production. What happens to the production? Production falls, production decreases during the situation of deficit demand. Are you getting it? Then prices also fall during the situation of deficit demand. And what about the employment? What about the employment? Yes, why? Because the producers will stop producing. So employment will fall and unemployment will increase in this situation. So now two things we have just now followed. First is the definition of excess demand and what are the consequences of excess demand in the economy. Is this clear? आगे समझ में? Now let us come to its counterpart. The next part. What will happen again if AD and AS do not meet at full employment level or they meet beyond full employment? Means if this is your one more thing. Let me tell you. ADU is a under-employment equilibrium. Means point E1 is which type of equilibrium? Under-employment equilibrium means you have resources but you are not able to fully employ the resources in the economy. Is it clear? Then next is supposingly second thing happens then that your AD and AS meet at point E2. Okay? is not at E. What is the aim of every economy? To make AD and AS meet at full employment. But it is not happening. It is happening beyond, above, somewhere at the higher level of output where AD and AS are meeting each other. Then what is the scene, what is the situation created at full employment level? Now, क्या situation create हो रही है? Obviously, your aggregate demand will be more up than aggregate supply. So that is the situation of excess. Now in this situation, what is happening? AD is greater than AS. AD is greater than AS, and that equilibrium is met at point E2. Girls, can you see the diagram here? Last 12. What's her name? Shama. Shama, can you see? Okay. So we have the AD and AS. Now what is happening? From here, this is demand. This is demand curve. From here till here, the distance it is representing aggregate demand, and this is aggregate supply and aggregate and full employment mean this is aggregate supply, this is aggregate demand. Means from E2 to F, what is that? It is aggregate demand, and from E to F it is aggregate supply. So what is happening? Now demand is exceeding supply, and that's why in the economy a situation of excess demand is followed. So excess demand is a situation where aggregate demand exceeds aggregate supply at full employment level. So you have to remember that you are studying the concept of aggregate demand and aggregate supply now with respect to full employment level. Every time means in the definition three things. What is the situation of AD? What is how AD and AS are there, and they are at full employment level. And in both the cases, they are not meeting at full employment level. There is a difference, there is a falling short. Now what can be the consequences? Aggregate demand is exceeding aggregate supply. Directly. Demand is more. Demand is more. People are demanding, but things are not available. You have reached the full employment level, you are not able to increase your output. So what will happen? You cannot increase your output. So output cannot be increased. Yes, income cannot be increased because output fixed हो गया. What happens in this situation when things are more? When demand is more and things are less? What is the impact? It will have an impact on prices. Yes, very good. It will have an impact on prices, and prices will go up. So during excess demand, the inflation comes up. There is a situation of inflation during excess demand. Is it clear? So what are the consequences? Production remains the same, means output cannot be increased. Employment cannot be increased because you cannot produce more. You have already reached the full employment level. You have crossed the full employment level, and the impact will be only on prices. So in excess demand, prices rise. Is this concept clear? So in excess demand is a situation where aggregate demand exceeds, or aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply at full employment level. Clear? And what will be the consequences? Again the consequences for three. Output, employment and price. Output cannot be increased because we have already crossed full employment level. So employment cannot be increased because already we have crossed the full employment level, and the only impact is on the prices. So in the situation of excess demand, prices go up, there is increase in price, or there is situation of inflation created during excess demand. These two things are clear. Now, there is something which we should understand and remember. In the situation of deficit demand, at full employment level, aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. So, a gap is created between them. Which two? Aggregate demand and aggregate supply. A gap is created between them. And this gap is known as deflationary. Inflation is rise in price, so deflation is fall in price. And we have seen that during this situation of what? Of deficit demand, the prices were falling because of low demand. And that's why this gap is known as deflationary gap. What is it known as? Deflationary gap. Okay? Now, come to excess demand situation. What is happening here? At full employment level, aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply. So again a gap is there. When we say there is no gap, when both are equal to each other. But what we are finding, they are not equal to each other. There is a difference. Getting the point? So this gap is known as inflationary gap. It's known as inflationary gap. Clear? Now, अलग से अपना याद रखने के लिए make it like deficit, demand, deflationary gap, or you can also just call it D3G. To make it remember, गलती ना हो हमसे हम ये ना लिखें D3G and EDIG, E-D-I-G, excess demand inflation. Remember this, you will not make a mistake in writing D3G and EDIG. It will always make you remember that EDIG means whenever there is excess demand, the gap will be inflationary gap. And whenever there is deficit demand, the gap will be deflationary. Is this clear? Now, this is the problem. Means economy, one or the two, whether it is Indian economy or it is any developed country, we are facing the problem of either excess demand or deficit demand. So what are the measures we are supposed to use to correct these situations of excess? Because whenever there is excess demand and deficit demand existing in the economy cannot be called an equilibrium. Can we call it? No. It can only be called an equilibrium when AD and AS meet at full employment level. Where they meet? Full employment level. And hardly it happens in the economy that they are meeting at full employment level. Shall I proceed now? So what are the measures government adopting to improve the situation of excess demand and deficit demand? There are two ways which government adopts. We will concentrate on two only. One is the fiscal measure, another one is the monetary measure or monetary policy. So anybody in the class, can you tell me what is a fiscal policy? What is a fiscal policy? Only expenditure? Revenue and expenditure. We are having two policies. One is the fiscal policy and the second one is monetary policy. Now fiscal policy related to, as you told, revenue and expenditure. We also won't really say the taxation and the public expenditure policy. Which policy? The taxation and the public expenditure policy is known as the fiscal policy. Now, let us talk about the deficit demand. Or we can talk both deficit and excess. What all policies will come under fiscal policy? First is the rate of taxation and the expenditure by the government. What are the expenditure government is doing under? The deficit financing. You know what is deficit financing? Not this term? No. So, in this first comes the government expenditure. Okay? Second comes the rate of taxation. Third comes the deficit financing. And fourth one is the reduction borrowings, government's borrowings. Now, government expenditure, you know what is it? Government spends income or it does investment for what purpose? Social welfare, and means it designs the projects and plans and then executes it with the purpose of infrastructure development or the social work. Now imagine a situation of first deficit demand. Okay. Now what is happening in the deficit demand? We have not reached the full employment level. Aggregate demand is less. Means somewhere in the economy there is lack of income, lack of money. People are having less money and that's why they are not able to spend it. So the first aim in this period will be to increase the level of income in the economy. So what will happen to the expenditure? Will it increase or will it lessen? Increase. During the situation of deficit demand, there will be increase in government expenditure. क्या हुआ है इकोनॉमी में? लोअर, वी आर ऑन द लोअर साइड ऑफ द इकोनॉमी. हमारी इकोनॉमी में प्राइसेस कम है, प्रोडक्शन कम है, लोगों के पास पैसा ही नहीं है, इसलिए वो खरीद पाने में असमर्थ है और इसीलिए मांग कम है, एग्रीगेट डिमांड इज लेस. So now government wants to increase the income of, जब तक पॉकेट में पैसा नहीं होगा, जेब में पैसा नहीं होगा, आप खरीदने क्या जरूरत? कुछ नहीं खरीद सकते. पैसा होना चाहिए. वो पैसा लोगों तक कैसे पहुंचेगा? When government spends more. So government will increase what? Expenditure. So this is the time during the deficit demand, government expenditure increases. Now government takes up the plan and project. Government takes up a plan to make a road, to make a bridge, to make a dam. What will happen? The plan will be passed. That plan will bring lots of money in the economy. Those who were sitting idle, those who were not having any work, हम कह रहे हैं ना हमारा employment equilibrium कहाँ हो गया है? Full employment से पहले हो गया है. अभी भी लोग खाली बैठे हैं. They are not, because they are not working, they are not earning, and then they are not earning, they are not spending. That's why there is low income in the economy. So what will government do? Government will spend more. It will plan the project, and new projects will be launched. Means expenditure will be increased. As a result, more people will get job, more people will get work. Once they get the work, the income will come to them, and they will be in a situation to spend more. And how can we improve this situation? By increasing demand. What is happening in this situation?